Hi. Hi, Kelly. Kelly Onyango. Is it the first time I'm seeing your comments? Hi, good day. How are you? Let me see. It's another day. Quite late today. Good day, Matthew Ezebong. The Block V. Good day. Yep. Ooh, okay. So, got to do something. Hope you're all doing great. Yeah, Evarist Jose, depending on which language I'm speaking, right? Yeah, good day, good evening. Uh, how are you all doing? Hi, Kelly. How are you doing? And what have you been up to today? Like, some of you it's evening, some it's afternoon. What have you been up to so far? So yesterday I had to end the stream quite earlier than I had planned. So I mentioned that today, before I start the stream, I'll try and answer some questions that some of you may have. So, yeah, let's get into it. If you have any questions, just ask the question in the chat and I'll try my best to answer where I can. If I can't answer it, then we'll all find out together. I'll share my screen and we'll figure out together. That's one of the essence of this particular stream that we have. All right. Yeah, I've seen some questions coming in. I'm going to be responding to them soon. Let me just bring up something. I need to. Okay, yeah. So let's see. Okay. You let me keep this here. Try CPL. Okay. Yeah, so let me start with the first question I see. Oh, yeah, solving algorithms. The blog says you're solving algorithms. Okay, so you're doing data structures and algorithm questions. And I think all the time when I hear I'm solving these questions, my impression is like, where exactly are you solving them? Are you like doing it as part of schoolwork? Those of you in ALS, is it like part of the tags, or is it something you're learning on your own? Are you using any of those platforms, like coding platforms like HackerRank, Leaked Code, all of those things? Like, how are you solving the algorithms? Evarist says that PLD. Oh, okay. And Kelly to PLD. Oh, today is Friday. I know mostly in ALS, Fridays are usually dedicated for peer learning. So yeah, I appreciate that. ALS, what's that? HLB. Please explain your name. ALS HLB. What's what's that supposed to be? ALS HLB. What is health? Oh, Alex. Oh. Oh, nice. I see. Oh, okay. Yeah. So health informatics. Interesting. This sounds like an exams that I'm about to write for my my I mean school, right? Anyway, so health informatics in general, it's just informatics health, right? So information technology, that's the informatics part. Then health, we all know what health is. So using information technology to solve health problems, uh, now came up with that domain, health informatics. So essentially that is it, using like data technology, then using those to solve health problems. That's health informatics, and that's the field that I'm doing my master's in, trying to. Yeah, I mean, I have a health background and I do tech related things, so I want to be able to merge the two to help me solve pressing health problems out there. Yep. You like to know my vision. I guess I've answered that in a way, because that's one of my biggest goals. I mean, when I look back to the time that I was practicing pharmacy in the hospital, one of the critical things, not to go into details, right, but I observed certain things that I felt with the right set of technologies, these sort of things shouldn't be happening. And when you work, I was working in internal medicine department of the hospital, and we have a lot of critical cases, and it's so disheartening that a lot of these people come in various states. It was a tertiary hospital, so like the most difficult cases that the smaller hospitals cannot fix, that's what they will transfer or refer to our place. So we get to see the most challenging cases, and most of the times these people come in situations where we kind we kind of are not able to do much, because it's in so worse a case, and maybe what is required for us to do or help them is far fetched. And it wasn't a good feeling knowing that people were suffering, but you couldn't be of help. It was quite challenging having to see that every single day. Whilst thinking through it, you realize that some of these things could have been prevented. And I feel technology has a huge role to play when it comes to preventing some of these conditions, commonly occurring conditions. And unfortunately for us in Africa and every other low or middle income economic entity, like they are struggling and battling with some of these health conditions that could be preventable in a way. To a large extent, technology can play a role in that. So I felt that I need to take on this. I stopped practice to go learn some technology stuff, become a software engineer to be able to build softwares in that regards and help prevent some of these conditions. Yeah. So that's the essence. Do you teach web development? I kind of teach anything. I just love teaching. So it's usually not specifically about what I teach. Like I can teach almost anything that I know about, like health, tech related, business, entrepreneurship, like anything at all. I can teach that. But I believe the question, do you teach, would you want to know whether I have, say, specific courses on those or something? So, kind of, I mean, uh, for the past 1 year, I've been teaching colleagues because I was also learning software engineering, and I was teaching my colleagues some of the things that we're learning, trying to break down the complex concepts into simpler forms, right? And going forward, I think I'm looking forward to creating more courses, creating more YouTube videos, which I've not had the time to do a lot of. But yes, I have a lot of web development planned content, and we are also working on something, like I'm assisting a friend working on like a platform where we create content relating to tech in general, like everything, web development, software engineering, like anything at all. So yes, I can say I do teach web development, unless if you have a specific question. The next one, please can you mentor me? Believe you could shape me a lot. Yeah. So that's one of the requests that I keep getting every now and then. Like everyone reaching out in my DM is saying, "Can you mentor me?" Um, I think in Africa per se, like the concept mentorship is perceived differently in Africa, and we may have to relook at it and know what we're exactly asking for or not. Like, I mean, let me give the short answer and not give a lecture here. So I don't know what you perceive as a mentor, like what you expect of a mentor per se, because I've seen that a lot of people have different perception when they talk about mentorship. But I wouldn't have enough time on my hand to say every day or once, like be checking up on you, like that kind of thing, that hey, you are supposed to do this, or guide you, set your goals. I used to do all of these things back in uni when I was an undergrad. I used to do that like with my mentees. So I've had a lot of exposure when it comes to mentoring people. But at this critical point in my life, like I have a lot to do, a lot to learn, and a lot of people to help, right? It is one of my biggest goals to be able to help as many people as possible. So earlier this year, I think when I set my goals for the year, I tried to summarize it and I put it on Twitter. So you check my pinned tweet, you see that one of the biggest things on my bucket of things to do this year is helping as many people as I can. So yes, I love to mentor people, but at the scale at which I want to do it, I won't be able to check up on people individually and say, hey, what are your plans for the month? What are you doing? What are you not doing right? Last month you said you were going to do this. No, I can't have that level of mentorship. However, I've opened, like, this is one of the avenues that I'm trying to use to mentor people indirectly. So we do this every single day. We come, I'm here live, I'm trying to work and learn at the same time, motivating you to also do same. And during the breaks, I take some time off to answer your questions and respond to any queries you have, and also we all figure things out together. So if you want that kind of mentorship, yes, I'm happy to rope you in. I mean, for this past 3 or 4 days that we've been doing it, I've seen some consistent members who I've already spotted. I know their names now, and I'm happy to assist them anytime that they need any sort of help, right? So if that's the kind of mentorship you are looking for, where I get to ask you on daily basis, what are you doing? Like right now, I just asked some of you, what exactly are you doing? And maybe some challenges if you need my inputs in it. Then you get direct mentorship from me here. But if you want, say, one-on-one mentorship and oh no, I am not available for that at this moment. Really not available. I hope that makes sense. So that was the block V. Um, Alex says, I love your vision. Thank you, Alex, for loving my vision. Michael Dominic says, hello. Hi, Michael. Happy to have you on the stream today. Matthew says, having problem with JavaScript. Matthew, what exact problem are you having with JavaScript? I mean, there's a host of problems that JavaScript can bring. So, which of them are you facing right now, and how can we be of help? Michael says, what are the main requirements for Betty? How do you deal with a situation where your functions will run, but your checker is not checking? Yeah, Betty has a lot of requirements, and I believe that, oh, I mean, just for context, this is an ALS thing, right? For you to be able to know what is wrong, mostly, especially if you are in your probation phase in the ALS program, you get feedback from the checker. So you should use the feedback from the checker to know exactly what is requiring. Otherwise, the first thing you need to do is to really learn the requirements, the Betty requirements, understand them, know that I'm supposed to do this, I'm not supposed to do this. These are like guides that are teaching you best coding practices. So there are a lot of coding practices, best coding practices that you need to use when you're coding to set you apart. Like, don't just be any coder at all. So I'm glad that ALS incorporates this into the curriculum easily. and right from the beginning you are forced to stick with the good coding practices, and by the time you go through the program you become used to it. Okay, so you go into any organization and they tell you that these are our practices, it's easy for you to stick with it because you've been trained thoroughly with various good practices. So that's the essence. I think I wrote an article when I was still a learner in the program on, let me see if I can pull that out. I wrote an article explaining how Betty works. So if you have any issues, I think probably that article should be of help. Let me share my screen. Okay. Let me just do a quick how to use Betty stars. I'm just trying to see how good my, yeah. I mean, when you search, maybe because I'm signed in, but let's try it in incognito because I try my best to optimize my content so Google will promote it for me. And when you search for it, at least the first article, so I'm ranking number one for it now. When you search for it, oh, this is even not Google, this DuckDuckGo. So let me check Google and see if I'm ranking for it on Google as well. Yeah, the same thing. I even have the featured snippet on Google. That's interesting. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that you should be able to go in there, go and, I mean, I've tried to break it down the requirements. Okay. So yeah, just check how to use Betty Styles. Yeah, and I tried my best to explain it. Otherwise, ALS gave us an official documentation on GitHub. So you need to spend time, go through that documentation and understand it. Okay. Yep. Let me go off screen right now and get back to responding to the queries. So, sorry, this Sodiq. Oh, sorry, I'm coming. I've seen something. Adeole is here. Ha 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 ha. Welcome, boss. Ali, I salute. Boss, I salute. Those of you who do not know, man, this man has to have. Hey, let me keep quiet. But anyway, boss, I salute you. Are welcome. I realize that the bot has picked you up. See, it even saw what you wrote, Agbara CEO, because of the dot in there. The bot saw it as what is it called? A link, and made it, how is it called? Like deleted it or something. I can see it from here anyway. So hi Adeole, happy. I'm supposed to connect with you, but I haven't been able to. So we'll talk. I'm glad you joined the session. Now let me take the other one. Sorry, I just started joining your live video. Can you tell me what it is all about and what you have done so far? Okay, so I think I've spent some time to write a detailed description in the video, like on YouTube, video description. So you can read a video description to get an idea, but just a summary of it is this just a study with me or work with me type of stream where I don't really come out here to teach. Like a lot of people, when they see me live, they think that's what I'm coming to do, but I'm not here to really teach. It's just I'm here to provide an enabling environment, right, for those of you who are complaining that you lack the focus or the motivation to keep studying by yourself and all. So you need that steady body that would be there to motivate you to keep studying. Okay, so that's what we are doing. When I come live like this, we do the 60-15 type of sessions where for 60 minutes we do focus work. So you are studying, I'm studying, or I'm working on my own. I'm not sharing my screen or anything. But then I'm showing myself, and some of you have even requested that you want the camera to be on YouTube. So we have discussed that and we are trying it out. Those of you who are interested in showing your camera so that you are also being accountable to the public and making sure that you are disciplining yourself enough to learn when you say you are learning, you can join the Discord community and join through Discord, and I'll put that Discord video on the stream so that we can all see you. Then during the break time, we gather around and respond to queries that anyone has. So if you have a question, I will respond to it during the break time. When so 15 minutes for break. After we are done discussing that, we now move back into our 60 minutes of focus work. We come back for break, then come to discuss. In the course of the 60 minutes when you are learning, if any questions comes up and you need help or something is not clear and you want to understand better, you can just drop it in the chat. Then during the break, we'll take all of those ones and respond to them. So I can't say that I know everything. There are a lot of things that I don't know. There are things that I even knew but I've forgotten about it. So when you ask me, I'm happy to go to Google, do the search with you, then deliberate or discuss and figure out things by ourselves, right? And in the course of this week, there are things that have come up that I literally had no idea about, and I've picked it up now. I'm excited about the possibilities and things that I've actually gained in just 4 days of doing these streams, right? So I'm happy to have these sessions going the way they are going on. Thank you all for joining in. So yeah, as I promised yesterday, now I've responded to the concerns that came up. If you have any other question, drop it in the chat. Otherwise, we'll soon prepare to get into the focus states. Unfortunately, today I didn't join early, had other engagements that didn't permit me to be live early, but at least we are here. So, yep, if you have any questions. Oh, I didn't even know that I'm sharing that screen again. Oh, okay. I don't really. Anyway, yeah. How possible can it be that after ALS you can get a job? How do you have to be building personal projects and also doing other projects outside ALS to make resume strong? I mean, I think you have an answer in your own question, right? Like you have the answer in there, and most times I think people know what to do, except that I don't know whether they're not motivated enough to do or they want to hear it from others. So yes, I mean, it's possible to get a job. Like the job is not because you have completed ALS. The job is because you have the requisite skills that the job needs from you. Okay, so let's not be fixated on the fact that when I complete ALS or if somebody completes ALS. No, it's about what skill set do you get. So, I mean, ALS is introducing you to all of those skills, like all those technologies that you need. But it is up to you as an individual to master them to an extent that you can prove to any employer or a potential employer that you have the requisite skill to work in whatever environment they are providing. So, yes, it is possible. And it is your experience that they are looking for. So being able to build personal projects and other projects outside of what you are currently doing as part of your training in any institution, not just ALS, any institution at all, you have to add on to all, like add on. The reason why personal projects are really important in this search for a job is that with the academic one, like say ALS, this is the same thing has been done over and over by thousands and 10,000s of people, right? So what will set you apart if the two of us go to apply for the same job? We all went through ALS and we've graduated, we've gotten certificates, and we are looking for the same job. What will set you apart? Like, why will an employer pick you over me if the only thing we have is just our ALS certificate and all the projects that we did in ALS? Obviously, all the 10,000 other people who went through it also did the same thing. But what will set you apart or make you unique is the experiences you gain from building your personal project. So it is highly recommended that you take on other projects and build some of these projects so that you get the experience and you're able to showcase that, yeah, I've done this, I've done this, I've done that. Personally, I told myself that the work that I do, like the code that we write, the programs that we write in ALS, none of those things is going to appear necessarily on my portfolio because this is being done by thousands of people, and even 10,000s because now the number is way huge. And I'm not going to put that same project, like the big projects that we can think about. Oh, I did a simple shell, or I did a Airbnb clone. Personally, it wasn't my goal to have those ones on my portfolio or CV or anything like that. I wanted other things, like additional things, because those ones will set me apart. I mean, all of these things, the proof is on my GitHub. When you go to GitHub, you see that, oh, he did this, he did this, he did this. But then those are other things, those are things that other people are equally doing same thing. So what will make me unique or stand out is my ability to come up with some project ideas or build some other unique projects, and that will set me apart. And those ones I have full control over which technology I choose, why I choose it, and all, because I need to be able to express myself. Why did you choose this technology for this thing? Now I should be able to give a reason, not because it was requisite, like the school required me to do it, that's why I did it, but because of this, that I chose this, and I have this experience now. Yeah, so that is my thought about that. Okay, so I think we've done enough talking. Let's get to work for the next 60 minutes. Let's get to work for the next 60 minutes. Learn for 60 minutes. And today, some of my favorite people have not joined the stream. Maybe because I didn't start on time. Anyway, yes, so, but if you're here and I'm yet to hear from you, just drop a comment in the chat. Let me know, those of you who are around. I'm happy to connect with every one of you and happy to be of help as much as I can, like in any way that I can, right? So yeah, don't hesitate to put something in the chat, even just say hi or introduce yourself, or let us know which part of the world you are joining us from and what you are learning. I think I'm more interested in that as well, or what you are doing right now. So for the next 60 minutes, we are about to get something going, do something, work. Okay, ready? All right, so the timer has been started. Please get working now. Let's meet up after 60 minutes. If you have any questions, you can drop the question in the chat, and after 60 minutes, we'll respond to that. So today, I'm not going to be live for long because I have some other engagements, but I'll try my best to do this 60 minutes, and afterwards, take the questions before we close. So, yeah, all the best to you in whatever you are doing, whatever you are learning. Don't forget to drop any questions that you have in the chat, and we take it after 60 minutes. Thank you, and catch up with you all during the break. Hi. Yes, it's break time. Ooh. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, Maulila, welcome. Earlier when I was mentioning that I haven't seen you in the stream today, but at least now. Oh, okay. What time did you join in? Hasn't been long since you joined. Um, Simeon says I got flagged off and I know I'm guilty. What's the next step for me, please? Simeon, you have to be explicit with the question. You got flagged off. What exactly are you referring to? On the top of my head, I'm thinking you are probably referring to Kimber flag in ALS, but I can't just assume and talk to it. So give me more details. Simeon Ogbonanya. Oh, Maulila, that means you really came late. 40 minutes in. But at least that means you're able to do 20 minutes. So that's good. Let's say that Doc, my real name is Rotimi Edu from Ghana. Oh, nice. Which part of Ghana do you come from? I'm just curious. I've kind of, yeah, like at least most of the regions. I think, oh, now they've changed the regions to 16 regions, but out of the 10 old regions, I think I'm left with two regions to travel to in Ghana. So, Rotimi Edu, which region in Ghana do you come from? I'd like to know more about what inspires you and keeps you going. Sometimes I get lost. Should I take it a step at a time or should I know where I'm going to? Ah, the interesting part is that I'm a firm believer of the fact that nobody in this world has it figured out, right? Like even till now, everybody like what's life? What's the essence of life? There are a lot of questions that are unanswered, and nobody has like answers to all the questions that you say. Oh, this person has life figured out. For me, I think it's all about enjoying the process of getting things done, like doing things. So I don't beat myself about the outcome necessarily. I focus on the process. Like, hey, I want to become this, but in the process of becoming it, let me just enjoy it. Because I don't want to wait till I get that thing before I begin to say, hey, I've made it in life, so let me enjoy it. No, like right now, everything I'm doing, just enjoy doing it, right? Earlier today, I was talking to one friend of mine. I talked about this, a similar thing, right? A lot of us are focused on the outcome. So, hey, I've signed up to become a software engineer with ALS. So, it's about becoming a software engineer. When I become a software engineer, then I'll be happy. But no, I signed up to become a software engineer and I enjoy becoming a software engineer. What exactly I'm doing, like, so sometimes you say you have not found that one thing that will make you happy forever. And whatever you found right now, just develop the love for it, enjoy that thing, do it with all the love you can, and you take off that burden of wanting to get there before you enjoy it. Because by the time you finish, like you are finished, you are now a software engineer, you would enjoy or celebrate for a while and it's over and you're now thinking about what next. Like now I'm a software engineer, what's next? So there is always more, and no one has all those ones figured out. See, there are people, some people will argue that it's about money, like making a lot of money, but then you would find out that there are people who have billions of dollars and are still striving to get more. So life in itself, it's the end is when you are dead and gone and you have nothing else to add on. But for as long as you have life, there is still more to do. Okay, so you don't need to have it figured out. Just make sure that whatever you are doing, you're enjoying it and you're dreaming big and trying to achieve it, right? Because there's always a next, there's always something better, there's always a way to improve yourself. Okay, that's what I can say. And for me, it's about enjoying the process of doing this. Like right now, say this week we said let's do these live streams. Like I'm enjoying every bit of it. It doesn't even feel like some of you I mean some people make things feel very difficult, very challenging. Like coming up to this live stream is a lot of work, so that when I'm coming live I'm feeling so nervous I can't come. No, like this is me enjoying the process, right? So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be talking to you. I'm happy to be having this kind of conversation. And I love every part of it. And that's one of the things that keep me more moving. And also knowing very well that even the little things I do is going to impact the lives of people. And some people are going to get some nuggets from just hearing me say some of these things. Keeps me going. All right. So what I would say is just keep doing what you are doing, love it more, and also dream big. Know that there are better things in life. You always want more, and keep disciplining yourself to go that extra mile to get more. Yep. Um, Shauza Ali. Oh, okay. So I think yesterday, was it yesterday? I saw your tweet. Right. I hope you are the one, Shaza Ali. I hope I'm even pronouncing it well. Yeah, so I think I saw your tweet yesterday or today. It says October my role model. Anyway, thank you, Shaza. I'm happy to be a role model anyway. Like once to inspire. I think that's the essence. And I once saw a quote and I wrote down that quote down. And I think the first time I was building my personal website, it was one of the things I used to say we live to inspire before we aspire, something like that. Yeah, and I think that's the essence of life. You can do all things, right? But you can do all things, but for people to remember you, it has to be the impact you make on them. Like what if they remember you, how you made them feel, that's what they will remember. One thing I've learned, at least even with my medical background, is that things that memories are usually deepened through emotions. Like when there is emotion attached to something, it's easy for you to remember. So when you sing songs, it's easy for you to sing, remember the songs. Yes, I mean, rhythm is part and all of that. But one other part is that we attach a lot of emotions to songs. It's either the song makes you cry, the song makes you happy. Like there is some sort of emotion attached to the song. So it's difficult to forget those things. In the same way, if somebody is able to impact you emotionally, if you have experienced any sort of heartbreak before, you would maybe agree with what I'm saying, because I think a lot of people who suffer heartbreak find it difficult to get away. No matter how many years after, you still remember that day and it hurts so much, or you can vividly remember what happened that time, like when you got that heartbreak. And this just because that memory is attached to an emotion. Okay, so people remember you for how you made them feel. If you there is some sort of memory, sorry, there is some sort of emotion attached to that kind of memory that you have created in them, then they are going to remember you a lot. So for me, I think that's one of the things I'm trying to do. Try to inspire people, impact them by helping them achieve more and making them feel good about themselves. At least, what's life if all you have to do is to solve her? And by so doing, it makes me happy. I also keep myself happy because I can't motivate others. I can't make others happy if I'm not happy myself, right? So it keeps me also going and doing more for myself. So I'm happy to be a role model to anyone. Yeah, that moment, Shazi is like, oh, I see. So Edu says, I'm from Accra. Oh, okay. Half Ghana, half Yoruba. Interesting. So I think the name Rutimi sounded more Nigerian. So when I saw Ghana, I was like, okay, maybe I don't know Ghana very well. Oh, nice, nice. Accra, which part of Accra? Let me get it. Yeah, so I've stayed in Accra before. Anyway, I used to stay in East Legon Hills. So yeah, which part of Accra do you stay? At least I've roamed about a bit. Yes, trust the process. That I think that's the import of the message I said. Trust the process. Life hacks says jobs. Like what's about jobs? You just write jobs. I mean, I don't fully understand what you are looking for. So please be explicit in whatever you want to ask so that if I can talk about it, I'll do what to talk about it. Shaza says, yeah, and ask for adding your ChatGPT advice into your. Oh, yeah, I think I saw it today, not so long ago. And it got me thinking, yeah, but at the end of the day, what I did there was for ALS, and it's what's proprietary material or however I call it. So I don't think I am allowed. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't think I'm allowed to just go grab that one and put it publicly because the sessions we hold for ALS learners in the ALS program are not made public. They are unlisted. That means only the ALS learners who have access to the link get it. So I'm very careful when I'm dealing with some of these things because there's a thin line between trying to help people and also abusing copyright and getting fined or getting yourself into a legal problem because of that. So yeah, I don't know if I can put it in there. I mean, the knowledge that I shared is something that I already have. It's an experience that I have. So if I want, I can write an article about it or maybe create another video. In fact, earlier this year, I think I did a video on. I did a live session. I think it was about 2 hours long on using how to use some of these things, and I talked about similar things. So if I want to share it publicly, maybe that is the one that I would go ahead and share. Yeah. Ritimi says, I like the answer to live in the present. Exactly. I in the present. Don't be fooled. I mean, there's a lot to achieve in life, and achieving that thing wouldn't necessarily make you like happy forever. Okay. You can get to it depends on the level you are right now. Okay. There are some people who are like literally struggling. They are in survival mode. What they care about right now is where their next meal is coming from. For such a person, like struggling to get to the next big thing is okay for them because the situation they find themselves in right now is really bad. But if you are comfortable where you are right now, I think you should just focus and enjoy the process. So that is me saying that there are some people, depending on your situation, if your situation is such that like the current situation you are in is not comfortable at all, it's not something that anybody in this world wishes for. Like you don't have what to eat, you don't have where to sleep, you don't have what to wear. Like those basic needs, I think Maslow's theory at least covers that and says these are the basic needs of life. And if you don't have those ones, we can't be talking about trusting the process because it wouldn't make sense for you to start enjoying that kind of hardship when you don't even know where your next meal is coming from. However, if you're able to get past that, for some of us, fortunately for us, I mean, we had our parents taking care of us and all. If you've gone past that level of survivor, stage, and you're at least a bit comfortable. Not so comfortable because we all have dreams. Wow. Did I talk for 15 minutes and I didn't realize? That's interesting. All right, so let me summarize. Yeah, if you've gone beyond that survivor state and you are somehow comfortable, like you're in school, you just graduated, all of those things, yeah, just trust the process, work your way up, enjoy it, like enjoy it. That's the difference. Don't feel that it is when you are able to buy your first car that you'll be so happy. When I buy my first house, like right now I'm struggling, I need to buy my first house before I'll be happy. Hey, don't lie, don't kid yourself. After you buy that house, you'll find something again that you want. Like, I can use myself as an example. I have always dreamt of having like a good setup. Like, you see this, my current setup like this. This was my dream, and eventually I now have like that setup, and I'm still looking for more. I'm like, okay, I want to do live streams like this. I need a streaming camera. Like, for over the weekend I was contemplating which camera do I don't have money right now, but I need to buy a camera. I need a camera with good camera quality. Like, but then, hey, say, well, let me make use of what I have right now, start the process, enjoy it, and along the line, if I think I should buy a camera, I'll buy a camera. Like, it shouldn't be something that's become so burdensome on me that I can't do what I want to do. Like, on Monday, for instance, I started the test out. I used a laptop webcam. And later when I checked, oh, I said, this is not clear. But if I have no option, that's what I was going to use. So that Monday night, I decided to test other things. I tested my tablet's camera, and it was good. I was like, okay, I can use the tablet, but I don't want the tablet to be on for 6 hours while it's being charged. That can easily drain the battery, spoil the battery of the tablet. Okay, what else can I do? Now I try my phone, and that's what I'm using right now. And eventually, if I get money, I'll buy a camera that I can use for live stream, right? But just as I'm saying, every single time there is a need for something else. I'll buy that one, and you realize that I'm now looking for another thing. But there are a lot of other things in my mind that I want to buy. Like, so if your happiness is tied to the achievement, the result, or the output, then you're going to struggle. Please focus on being happy whilst doing whatever you are doing. So even if you are yet to find the ultimate thing to do, enjoy what you are doing right now. Like, get to love it. So say if you have not found what you love to do, then just love what you do. Very simple like that. Yep. I live in airport where my family is from Jamestown. Oh, I heard of Jamestown, but I've never been to Jamestown. So I don't really know where it is. I think I've gone to Osu side. Yeah, but I don't know exactly where Jamestown is. And airports, at least from from where I stay, if you are going out, we pass through airports, right? So airport residential area, at least I've roamed around that place. And I used to go to digital Accra Digital Center for training when I was learning cloud computing. So I was moving all the time from East Legon Hills to Circle. Yeah. And at least I've roamed in Accra to Makula Market small. Rufai Suleiman says, I just joined and I'm already inspired. I'm from Ghana, Kumasi. Oh, happy to have you on the stream, Rufai Suleiman. Kumasi too. I've stayed in Kumasi for like 5 years, at least. Kwame Tech. I was in Kenya University, so I stayed in Kumasi for about 5 years. And did my SIP here in Tamale. I stayed in Tamale for 2 years before moving to Accra, and I was in Accra until I left. Anyway, yeah, so time is up. I would have asked Rufaya which part of Kumasi you stay, but we need to get. So the thing is, I may even have to close right now. Yeah, so I was supposed to go for a meeting, I couldn't go, and get some rest. Today is Friday. I'm actually closing soon, and get some rest, and also try prepare some meals probably this evening or tomorrow for next week, and a couple of other things that I need to attend to because it's weekend. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to stream tomorrow and Sunday. I don't think so because I may have a lot of other engagements. But if I happen to stream, just as I did today, I'll drop the link in Discord and on Twitter as well. So those of you who follow me on Twitter and those of you in the Discord community, I think I should start using YouTube community as well so that I'll be able to post all of those things there. Yeah. But for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't have a routine schedule. So that's the challenge. At least from Monday through to Thursday, we've stated the time. If you don't know the time, you can check the description, the YouTube video description, and you get the time. And Rufai Suleiman said, yeah, I know. I'm also a student at Tech. Oh, interesting. Okay. Which, okay, so let me back down. At least now I'm going to be closing the session so we can have our chit chat before I close. Whatever concerns you have, let's address it. So let me put the Pomodoro off and let's chat. I wish my camera was here. So hold on, let me see if I can pull my camera to now a position where I can talk. Right. Sorry about that. Oh. And read a message. If I do this, I think it's okay, right? Yeah, I hope so. Okay, so if you see me looking here, I'm just looking at the charts that is going on, but just so I will be able to answer your question. Okay, Rufai says you are studying physics. That's great. And physics. So you are in College of Science department. Once you're in College of Science, then you know pharmacy very well because you pass pharmacy before you get to College of Science. Yeah, so I was in pharmacy, and I think every part of tech I've explored because when I was in school, I was one of those guys that learn a lot. So every study area in KNUSC, I've visited it before. College of Science, I used to study a lot around College of Science because you people had seats, nice seats there that we used to use for group discussions. And that corner, there's some corner B in College of Science where you get plugs. So I think that was one of the big things for us, those of us who were using desktops. Like my laptop didn't have a good battery, so at every point in time when I wanted to use it, I needed a place where I could plug it. And most of the places you go, you don't have access to it. But College of Science had this spot where you go and find people seated and there are plugs there. So I used to stay there a lot. Happy to hear that you are also there, physics, doing physics. I think the only person I know who did something relating to physics was my high school father. He did geophysics in KNUST. So yeah, I hope it is going well. Yep. So if you have any other questions, let's talk about it before I end today's stream. At least I'm so excited about what we've been able to achieve together this week. I started it off. I mean, the idea came last weekend, and I was like, okay, maybe I should do this, but how will I do it? I have to test it and learn how to do it. My philosophy about doing things and learning how to do things is to just get into it. Like, so I want to learn how to live stream like this and do a study with me or work with me type of session. how do I learn how to do it? I say, hey, if you want to learn and get the experience in doing it, just set one up and do it. So I used to try on Twitch. So if you check Twitch, you see that I have some streams. I think the last one I did was probably last Sunday or something, where I share my screen while studying. But yeah, I know back in Ghana, it was difficult trying to follow on Twitch. I mean, I don't know if it's our network that is too bad to push streams to Twitch. When you are even watching, it's breaking, it's lagging. I think that's the right terminology. It's lagging a lot when you're watching, and the video buffers a lot. So it's quite not comfortable when you're watching streams on Twitch. That was when I was in Ghana. Now, even watching was a difficult, so you can imagine what will happen when you are trying to stream there. Yeah. However, I'm fortunate that now I have good internet connection, so I'm able to stream there. But I needed a place where you people can easily stream and see the session and also follow accordingly. So I think YouTube has been great this week, and I'm happy with how it has gone. And hopefully, through these sessions, I mean, we are able to respond to many queries that people have and help as many people as possible, and also build that community of, I call it lifelong learners. And for me, that's my mission. Like, everybody in my family knows that. As for Obed, he's all about learning, and learning in a good way, right? Like, I feel that there's always something better, that you can become better than you are now. There is no point in your life that you say, hey, I've reached the apex and I can't, there is nothing more that I can add on. You can definitely add on irrespective of where you find yourself. So let's see how we can motivate ourselves to keep going and become better. And imagine if we are able to do this consistently. Like, even this week alone, what I've been able to achieve. Like, right now, within this 60 minutes that we're doing, I was trying to learn something. And I was able to absorb a lot, try to break down the concept. And at one point, the truth is that, like, I've I've not had much of, like, the total amount of sleep I would have needed in the course of the week. So my goal is to be able to catch up on my sleep deficits this weekend. Okay. But as I was sitting here learning, I was feeling sleepy. And if not for the fact that I am streaming myself live and I'm supposed to stay active, I'm sure I would have just dozed off and abandoned what I was studying and go to sleep, right? But this one kept me focused, and I was able to learn what I'm supposed to learn, right? So personally, I think the streams that we've done this week has really been helpful to me, and I've also gotten to connect with people, which is one of my biggest goals this year, to connect with as many people out there as possible. So yeah, I've been able to at least meet some of you, and I'm happy about that. And hopefully, one of these days, I'll do the session such that anybody who wants to join on stream to show your face would be able to easily join and show your face. Yeah, it's still work in progress to get better at it. Yep. Yeah, Twitch is very laggy. YouTube seems to be a better platform. I mean, it's laggy because of our internet connection, like how strong or good your internet connectivity is. Because those who are playing games and they are streaming, there are people who are watching them and they are enjoying it. So I think it's a matter of our internet connectivity. Because trust me, when I was in Ghana, I think back in school, I used to, when I say I have good internet connectivity, it was around 8 megabytes per second. That was like the highest I could ever imagine having, 8 megabytes per second. speed, internet connectivity. Then, I mean, it's always around 3 megabyte per second, highest 8 megabyte per second. Fortunately for me, I think in the course of this year or yeah, so last year we signed up to a new Wi-Fi plan in Ghana, and that was really strong. But that strong was like 20 megabytes per second. But hey, before then, the highest I was getting was like 8 megabytes per second. So I thought that 20 megabytes per second is way big, like too big for. But like, unfortunately, I think in somewhere March or April, I went to my village in Ghana. Should I call it village? I mean, my hometown in Ghana. It's not really a village like that. So I went to my hometown in Ghana, and I was surprised to see that my internet connectivity was at 80 megabytes per second. That was strange because, hey, this is a place that you could hardly even make a WhatsApp call. Okay, so I think they faced the internet connectivity issue, and because that place not so many people are using it, you could now get very high speed internet speed, whether download or upload speed. And I was so excited about it that I could get 80 megabytes per second. And that was the only place in Ghana that I found 80 megabytes per second. I've never gotten it before. And I moved here. When I moved here to, the Wi-Fi is usually around 80 megabytes per second, 90 megabytes per second. Then I switched to the LAN, like using cable, and now I get times 10 of that. I'm getting like 800 megabytes per second. So that's the difference. I mean, I can test that out right now. Let me see. 10 on my. Oh, so I didn't remove this thing. I thought I have done that. Let me turn on my main screen. Right, and let's do a search. Let's do a search on that. Speedtest.net, and click on this. Let's see how the output we get, because I usually get around 800 megabytes per second. Allow it wants my location, but yep. So this is really good. And now when I stream to Twitch or I'm watching Twitch videos, there's no lags. It's just, I can open Twitch for you right now. You see my download speed is around 937.66 megabytes per second. That's really huge. And there's like times 10 of the best that you can get in Ghana. So you can imagine. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm referring to. So with this kind of internet speed, people are not struggling on Twitch. Okay, so it only makes sense for them to be using those platforms. But for some of us, depending on where we are and the type of network connectivity that we have, it's quite unfortunate. Yeah, but hey, one of the things I'm enjoying right now is smooth internet connection, and I really look forward to. In fact, I'm trying to go buy a switch so that I only have one Ethernet port, but I want to be able to distribute it to all my gadgets so that every one of them will be using the Ethernet connection. Yeah. Oh, really? 1.1 gigabytes per second on LAN. Which Vodafone LAN is that? I Personally, I don't have that kind of experience because I bought the Vodafone. I don't know what do they call it, broadband or something. I bought MTN TurboNet. Every one of these, no way. So I doubt you are. I mean, it's this is the real internet connection. So if you are talking about the speed that the LAN cable can connect with, that is a different thing. But the internet connection, I doubt MTN, Vodafone in Ghana. Maybe it depends on the part of Ghana you are. I haven't experienced it before, so I'm still sharing my screen. Oh, anyway, There's nothing to hide anyway. So I'm using two screens. If you can see my setup, let me see. This is my setup. I'm using two screens. So because I've turned myself, I want to be able to read from here. So I've put the chat here. And there's a software that I use for streaming. Okay, so yeah, I mean, there's literally nothing to hide. I just do it for to make it convenient. How convenient it would be for me to be able to chat with you or and get to see the chats. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for the prompt so that at least you can see my face when I'm talking. Yeah. So Ritimi, I don't know. I would have loved to see that if I was still in Ghana, I would have come to that place to test it out. To for you to convince me that yeah, this exists because man, I was struggling in Ghana, like, especially times that there was this time I had an interview. I mean, when I was coming applying to school, my interview, the very day, like 30 minutes to the interview time, they took my light and I used the MTN Net. And once there is no electricity, that Wi-Fi thing doesn't connect. Oh my god, I was in so much. Anyway, let me not talk about the past like that. What platform? Oh, Reface says, I am currently in court 17 with Dr. Piaget. Oh, okay. Challenging my videos has been super helpful. Thank you for that. We are so grateful. Yeah, happy to hear that. Yeah, so I think was it yesterday that I spoke with Piaget? Yeah, I think I spoke with him yesterday. He was my mentee back in school. Was my junior in high school and in university too. So yeah, happy to hear that. And you're welcome. I'm happy to always be of help in any small way possible. Yeah. Say hi to Apiaje and say that, mention to him that you met me on the call today. Yeah. What platform do you think offers a better experience for lifelong learning? I think Coursera is really amazing in terms of structure and the quality of instruction. Yeah, I mean, it depends on exactly what you are looking for. Like Coursera has courses from various universities, so that's their structure that they came with. They decided to go with universities, like partner with universities, and you have those ones, right? If you take a platform like Udemy, they allow anybody at all to create content. But you marvel that there are people who can teach better than some professors. So the fact that they are not associated with a university doesn't mean their content isn't good. So it depends on exactly what you are looking for and your method of learning. I for one, the platform doesn't move me. It is the content that moves me. How the content is being delivered, because at the end of the day it's still some sort of video that I think the only platform that I've used that I loved so much and I feel I should, if I want to build a platform, I want to model it after that, because I mean be able to provide education in that way, is data camp. Even though it's paid premium courses, I think I took there was a course on introduction to Python or something. And the reason why I say I like it was the fact that the yes, I know Coursera has that model in there, or but it's a bit different from what Coursera has. Like with data comes on, you needed to type out your work like as you are learning. So test it yourself, write the code, then you get the whether it's automatically marked in there, whether it is right or wrong, the hints to solve the problem and the actual solution. Like they are all there so that you know what you are doing wrong, what you are doing. And I think I liked that model. So even though you do not have a teacher directly there to guide you per se, you still get to test yourself to see whether you did the right thing, what you did wrong. If you want, just use the hints and get a hang on it, then now solve the problem or look at the solution if you've tried severally and not know exactly what is going wrong. So that's one of the things that I've thought about, right? Yeah, but for platform, for me, I think every platform has its own unique form of uniqueness, but I don't focus more on the platform. My focus is on the content. If you're a university professor and you cannot deliver it the way I expect it, then it's of no value to me. If somebody who is just a student, so for instance, when I started learning, the last time I showed you people, how is it called? This guy, this young Indian guy called Kunal, and his content on DSA. He was a student when he was creating that content. I think that guy also inspired me a lot to start creating the content that I created. And he was a student when he started creating those content, but then he was teaching the concept more than better than some universities professors would teach it. So I'd rather go for that kind of content than consume some boring lectures from a lecturer. If a lecturer knows how to teach, like somebody like David Melan from Harvard CS50, like he know that he knows how to teach, he knows how to deliver his content. So I can spend 4 hours watching his stream because I'm getting value from it. I'm understanding everything that he's talking about and all. So yeah, for me it's about the content and not the platform. Yeah, this the speed are insane, right? I know, right? Vodafone. Okay, in which country are you getting the internet speed? Oh, okay. Samuel Muchuki. I think this is probably the first time I'm seeing the name on the chat, but I'm in Canada right now, so yeah, I'm getting it in Canada. Um, Thank you. Oh, you like Datacam too? They also let you edit the code they show in video, so you can try. Exactly, exactly. So that's the point. I mean, there isn't a real human being there guiding you, but at least all those measures have been put in place for you to make those changes and things. And in my mind, I've already registered that if I want to, like, I want to be able to build a platform for learners to, I mean, give them that autonomy to learn, right? I mean, and not feel left out, because when you are using such a platform, even though there's no one there to guide you, I still feel that you get that feeling that, oh yeah, like there's enough support. You're not left on your own. Yeah. What's the guy's name again? Which guy? I think I've mentioned two people. I mentioned Kunal, who taught DSA using Java, and he did an excellent job in there. Then I mentioned David Melan, who is a Harvard DSA. Okay, so he's called Kunal Hushiwaha or something. So I can share my screen and go to YouTube and show you that Kunal. I think he motivated me to Kunal, yeah, DSA playlist. I think recently I shared the what is it called? The link to that is DSA in just this week. So there's the guy. Now he has completed school. He was doing a CS degree in India, and he completed just so he completed last year, because it was last year I was following him a lot. He completed last year his CS degree in last year July. So I started watching his content when I started doing C programming ALS. When we were doing the data structures and algorithm part, that's when I started watching his content, and I found that he was a student at the time. But then he teaches very well, very, very well. You can see that this video that was published 1 year ago has 1.5 million views. So it tells you how good the content is. Let me just drop the link here for you. Okay. I guess I can. Oh, again, I didn't share my screen. Sorry. When I go to this studio mode, I struggle. So yeah, this is the video I was showing you. Like, I went to his channel to search. The name is Kunal Hushuha. Yep. So that's the name. Let me drop this the name here if you want. Okay, and I'll show you that this particular video has 1.5 million views when it was posted a year ago. So that at least gives you an idea that it was good. Yep. Any final questions before we close today's session? Oh, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. At least you didn't make me feel that this is not what it's. Especially Marilina, thank you so much. You've been here throughout the weekend. I really appreciate it because some of these things, yes, I talked about enjoying the process and all. Sometimes when you are doing it and there isn't any support, it's quite challenging, right? So imagine when I came throughout the week, there was no one showing up and I was the only one here doing that thing. I mean, eventually you just give up, right? But seeing that some people are interested in what you are doing and enjoying what you are doing also motivates you. And I think once I've seen that you're happy with the sessions, it pushes me to want to keep doing it and even do more, try and offer more value than I probably planned of. So thank you so much for being here. Yeah, thank you all so much. I think this weekend I can't promise anything because I have a lot on my plate. At least I need to offload all the load I've picked up in the course of the week and try get enough sleep so that Monday we can really do a lot. And by the way, I'm still going to be learning in the course of the weekend. So if I happen to make a decision to stream on YouTube, I will. Otherwise, if it's just a lonely night learning session, because mostly I learn at night, these times are usually for work, and that's what I do when I'm here. So if I happen to be streaming during night studies, that one I'll use Twitch to do that. But whatever be the case, hey, feel free to reach out to me. I think yesterday I mentioned that I've opened my Twitter chat. So those of you who, I mean, if you have been on these streams and you want to chat me up, yeah, like feel free to chat. Sometimes the chat is a lot, but in there somewhere in your message, just make reference to the conversation we had here or something like. Let me be aware that you've been joining the stream, and if you need anything, I mean, like any form of assistance that I can be of help with, I'm happy to be of help. Okay, so let me also leave you. It's Friday. I think it's night for some of you. Go enjoy your Friday night and get all the stress, relieve all the stress, get enough rest so that Monday when we come, if we are going 12 hours, I'm not saying we are going to do 12 hours, but if we are doing 12 hours, you'll be fit enough for that 12 hours. So I'll catch you all, God willing, next week. See you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.